you had a chance to look at the scuffle?
Yeah, it was a scuffle. It's just that frustration, temper's a little bit frayed from a couple of things that are going on, and just flaying legs in the contact. Nothing malicious. Like I said, frustration, and Kev just has a couple of words to say. Greenwood walks forward. It's not a head, but he just puts his eyes down as if, like I said, just that moment of madness where he doesn't actually load his head on him, but he drops his head, and Greenwood takes exception to that, and then he throws the first punch. And nobody lands. They both throw about 3 each, and nobody lands one. So I'll have to do some work in the off season on that, won't we? And then Pat Van does what 6 or 7 other people do, which is run in. When you watch it back, there's 5, 6 blokes going in, and arms are flying, but that's people are grabbing more than throwing punches. I said it's not like anybody. Like I said, as was the order of the day, I think we come off second best from some of the decisions, but again, it was nothing. The game was over. There was more frustration on both parts, really. It was frustration from Kev because of just the way the game had unfolded from everybody around him. Frustration from our players, just looking after each other. As were the Saints lads. Saints lads just came in looking after each other. But it wasn't an all-out brawl, or it was bringing the biff back a bit. But
you didn't have your best day ball in hand, did you, as a team?
I think it's been one of those things this year where, we have concentrated quite hard on a couple of aspects defensively, and our attack was firing really well at the start of the year, and I think it's just that last execution again, last pass, that ability to build pressure. The first 4 or 5 sets we drop ball, tackle 3 and 4 when we get in their half. You don't have the ball for nearly 10 minutes, or you have one set after 10 minutes, and there's 2 penalties. Fantastic 40-20. And then you're trying to score points, but your energy's been sapped, and you've not taken energy out of them. And it becomes a little bit easier to defend. St Helens have been good defensively all year. Hard to break down. But when you do get your chance, when you have broken them down, when you've found the space, and you've created a 2v1, and you're only 12 points down, and you've got a bit of front foot, you've got to take that chance. And I think it's a ball in hand or whatever, like Reece has got to execute that play. Does everything up until that point, like he's the best full-back in the comp. Comes on a really good arc, he squares up, he gets to an inside shoulder, he pushes through the line because he's strong, fixes the full-back, and then fails with the most basic of skill to put Kerr underneath the posts. And then we've got our ascendancy, and I think it was, like I said, the Warrington game in place. We scored that try, we've had a lot of good field position, we're in a strong place. We do score again just before half time, but we'd probably score again after Reece puts that ball down anyway. The likelihood is at a 12-all half time scoreline, you can talk about the start of the game, you can talk about how we start the second half and just building some pressure. And that's, I said, just that failure to execute doesn't give us that foothold in the game.
We're going to Castleford this weekend, and nothing's going to change in terms of league position, is it, or anything? You are where you are. It can't be that easy to get the lads up for this game.
It is. It's one of those. We tried really hard, and it's one of those. And you look in their eyes, and you see that they want to perform, they want to play well. But like I said, there's just an air of not complacency, but just an air of like the end is 9 kind of thing hanging over everything, and you can't get anything more out of it. You're just not going through the motor. They say it's really hard, a difficult way to put it, because it's not like there's not any effort on it. You see Joey Mell, and you see the way Christine played, and you see and work to get back behind the ball, but they scored a couple of tries from plays that they put on all year. We've practiced defending them all year. We defended them really well in the first 2 games against St Helens, and they've not. I said they've scored 1 try from that play against us in those 2 games, and then they score 3 tries from it in this game, and it's just been that second off the beat, And I think that's both our centre and half and wing on that edge. And they get a little bit of luck. One of the balls where O'Donnell's got his eyes shut, he just throws it over his head. It's one of those days. But everybody's just off by a step, and that's because it's hard to find that intensity that a game that has a real purpose about it can generate. When you're playing contact sport, it's really hard to find that week in, week out for close on nearly 9 months. And when you get to that end of that 9 months and you're sort of like sat there and you're going, and you're banging on about playing for Pride and they want to play, but there's just a little bit missing in what the game means. And I think that's a sad end to the year, really. And this is not a detriment to us or St Helens, but the same ones were the same as today. I thought that they played within themselves for large parts of the game, because what do they get out of it? They want to carry on winning, but there's no real bite to the game and no real sting. And I think this year the main emphasis looks like it's been completely on what Lee have done and what's going on at that bottom end again.
Castleford will ask you plenty of questions where they attack, won't they? So you're going to have to be smart and vigilant with your defence this week.
They just throw the ball about, don't they? They've got a fantastic winger in Solomona. They've got a great full back in Dawn and a good half back 9. So yeah, they've got key positions where they. Yeah, I'll probably make some changes this week as well. Probably give a couple more young. I'm going to have to make a couple of changes anyway. I can't see, after getting red cards, Pat or Kev being available, even if I do my best Petrocelli impression, I can't see that happening. So Tom, we've been waiting to try and have, like I said, I've been thinking about putting Tom in for the last 2 or 3 weeks anyway, because he's been fit, and trying to just maybe get him on the bench and get him some game time. But there wasn't really a spot in the side and a change that was available for us to use. So Tom gets another chance to, just before the season ends, just to put a marker down of being in the team. Jay will stay in there. Ryan Ince will probably get another shot again. Probably I might go for a lucky competition as well. I might put Ted in there with Jay, so we can see how they both go together. See if he can spark off the back of his brother, and just give a couple of those young lads that have been out on loan a chance to actually have a taste of playing in the first team at the end of the year.
We know who the semi-finalists are going to be, Dennis, don't we? Who do you think's travelling the best in terms of winning this Super League? Is it an open competition?
It's an open competition. Anybody could be anybody, and when you look, I thought St Helens have come as a bit of a dark horse from the last 6-7 weeks. Nobody thought they might be ending up 5th. Catalan's taking that 4th spot, and their form on the back of that, they're winning games. They've got a little bit of an edge about them. Their mentality is good. They've got balls back in the side. Turner's playing well. I thought Wilkins had probably his best half a season, especially this second half of the year, than he's had for a number of years. I thought he's been exceptional for them. Roby's dangerous. Lomax is starting to find his feet. It's one of those where you look at St Helens and you think there's a chance here that if things fall right for them, they could end up being in the grand final again. From where they were, it's a great achievement. Yeah, the whole are searching for some form. Wigan can beat anybody on the day, and I think Warrington need to get a couple of injuries right and a bit of confidence back in themselves. But on the day, when it hits that semi next 2 weeks' time, it's going to be quite hard to call. You have to go with the home teams, whoever gets 1 and 2. But even then, you don't know.